Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another stream. Every Thursday we have done this, Habibis. You get me? We're here to talk about, title race, etc, etc, etc. There is no race, but that's the topic we first started with, so it is what it is. There's a lot of topics for us to unpack today. We're obviously going to be talking about Arsenal beating Real Madrid, Wolfie and LB humbled. We're going to be talking about the Premier League games this upcoming weekend. And we're just going to be discussing, all these different topics. So big up to every single one of you guys. Please do make sure you guys are slapping the like button. Do make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel if you're ready to do so. Big up every single one of you guys locked in. There's already 200 people in here. We haven't even started the stream yet. Big up everyone who just joined us from Mo's channel as well. So on your way in, please do like the video. Please do subscribe to the channel right here, right now. And joining me first and foremost, the biggest fraud in Nottingham. And like Wolfie's in the building. Hello, brother.
Salam, Habibi. How you doing? You've embarrassed
Why
us
are you
this
speaking
week.
so soft spoken? What's going on?
Huh?
You want me to increase your mic volume? You're speaking so soft spoken.
Can you hear me? I'm doing the
No.
Barry White. You can hear me okay, huh?
I don't even know who that is. So
You don't know who Barry White is?
No.
Good wallahi, man.
Wallah, I don't know.
Just bring LB on, man. Just bring LB on.
You know these guys.
Bro, seriously, you don't know who Barry White is?
No, I grew up in the Middle East. How am I supposed to know?
Don't play the Arab line now, man.
And it's not even playing a line. It's the fact that I literally grew up halfway across the world. So how would I know like UK people?
It's not UK, bro. But anyway, just bring LB on, man. I can't do this. I can't do this.
Barry White, American singer-songwriter. Is that who you're talking about?
Yes.
He was born in fucking 1944 and he died when I was 7 years old.
Bro, Pele was born in God knows when and died God knows when.
Pele's
like
football, not Barry White.
Okay, all right. So you don't know who Queen Victoria is? I mean, come on, man.
Pele is literally football, mate.
Anyway, what have you done this week, man?
Forget what I've done this week. Like
I want to. What's all this? Oh, sorry, Arsenal.
How do you want me to know someone that died in 2003 when I'm born in 95?
Bro, like you know what the word tarikh means, yeah? Like
tarikh what?
Like of just famous people. Do you know who Bob Marley is? Do you know who Bob Marley is?
Do you know Sum'a?
Sum'a?
Yeah.
No, I know Kulthum.
No. Oh my God, you don't know Sum'a? Crazy! You don't know a Jordanian celebrity.
Bro, Jordanian celebs, man. Come on, man. Like nothing famous has ever come out of Urdun, man. What are you talking about? Like Barry White is international.
The greatest ever basketball player came from here. Anyway, joining us next on the channel, of course, our favorite ginger fraud, who said that that Arsenal have 6% last week. Man, like LB is in the building. How do you, LB?
Yo, big up, man. What you saying? I hope you guys are all good in it. Welcome back to the stream, man. Yeah, big up to Husam, who said Arsenal have a 1% chance of beating Real Madrid.
Less than 1%.
Less than 1% chance of Real Madrid.
LB was very impressed with my deflection tactics yesterday. I can't lie.
It's unbelievable deflection. He was moving on like prime John Terry. You know what I mean? Blocking everything.
But bro, he apologized on El Ahwa, man.
No, listen, Wolfie. You want to know what happened yesterday? Straight facts. Let me tell you. Like 30 minutes into the stream, Arsenal fans in the chat, I made them all turn on LB instead of me. I swear. Bro, and an Arsenal fan said to Super Chat, "Thank you for backing us, Husam."
Bro, honestly, these Arsenal fans are so stupid, right? Husam sat there and just went, "Oh yeah, like they were so good," and like, "Oh yeah, whatever," and then just span it on for me. I was actually defending Arsenal last week. This guy was slacking them off, and yesterday somehow we managed to convince the whole Arsenal fan base that I was the bad guy, man. Honestly.
Yo, LB, that's what Arabs do, man. I'm telling you, man. Deflection tactics.
You're trying to get me cancelled, yeah? Shout out,
I gotta say, though, like, have you ever seen a fan base that needs validation more than they do, man? It's hilarious. It's half time, man.
Never seen any.
It's It's actually funny. Like I was seeing some of the comments before we started. It's like, oh, what's LB gonna say? What's Wolfie gonna say about Arsenal? Validate us, validate us, validate us, man. It's embarrassing. It really is, man.
It is the validation in it that they're looking for, man. But listen, like at the end of the day, it's like I don't get what they're looking for. Right, I don't get what they're looking for, right? Because I know we'll come on to Arsenal in a bit, yeah.
Guys, Ashraf is pulling up to the office. Sorry, let me just show Wolfie this moment because this is way too iconic. Watch this one. Watch. Just read the super chat and watch what it says.
Salt, then Saxa. Oh yeah, they make salt. First of all, Saka. Big up Husam for backing us up. I think we're getting to the final 100%, and with that golden.
Look at the way Husam has spun this, and the chat is laughing it up. Bro,
it's his face.
Right? And when I actually defended Arsenal and said they have got a chance, albeit not a big chance, I come here and say, well, you know, I don't think they've overachieved because they got to a semi-final. And this guy's here saying, oh, yeah, whatever, great stuff. They've done an amazing job, even though they've still not won anything. And the Arsenal fans in the chat are loving it.
Yeah.
Arsenal, big up,
mate, it's so funny.
There's one later as well where Mo starts laughing and he just
yo Husam, like just deep. They actually paid to big you up.
Yes, watch
this.
Oh, you talk about validation requests.
Watch this.
The great humble Husam Cook, that fraud LB 10%. Are you
got these Arsenal fans in his palm like this? He's not got them like that, haven't you, Husam? He knows how to play the game, man.
LB's head is so rude, bro.
You need to teach me those tactics, bro.
Nothing but smiles here is what Magnus says. Jason says LB is just a hater. City underachieved. Love the tears. Yes, argument. His argument is utter nonsense. Then doubles down. It's so frustrating and dishonest. Come on,
you know what's funny is he's Emma Hayes.
Bro, LB, Sam really cooked you, bro. He really switched it on you, bro.
Here comes the shit stirrer right there, man. Yeah.
It was better. Sam's performance on this show today is better than Declan Rice's last night.
He really cooked you, bro.
I had so much fun on that stream, honestly. That was just iconic right there. The way I spun it, I said 1%, he said 6%. I made him the villain.
He made me the villain. I was arguing with Husam last week, innit, Wolfie, saying, try to big up Arsenal a bit more than he was. Not a lot, but I was trying to big him up saying they do have a chance. And somehow I was the bad guy, bro. Honestly, man, it's unbelievable. Wolfie, do you think... Let me just quickly, sorry, Husam, let me just ask Wolfie one question. Husam, don't say anything, please, bro. Right. Have Arsenal overachieved by getting to the semi-final of the Champions League?
No.
Okay, thank you. We can continue with the show.
No.
Fine. Guys,
does he think they have?
I was getting fucking rinsed on the show yesterday for saying Arsenal hadn't gone.
Pulling up to the office. He needs about just 2 minutes. He'll be here.
Sam, are you gonna just give us Ashraf updates the whole stream, or we can talk about football?
No. We can talk about football, of course. Can I read this?
Yeah. It's just been 9 minutes, and you spent.
This is like one of your flight tracker episodes, man.
Bro, what is this?
Says Wolfie, I don't worry about Arteta gaining stars.
Nah, I haven't been worried, nor will I ever worry.
Too young to know Barry White. He wasn't that famous.
Who's Barry White? Who's Barry White?
I don't know who he is, but I've heard of the guy's name, innit?
The deep singing voice guy, innit? Yeah, everyone knows this
guy.
Voice.
Goes.
Yeah,
I know that guy. Yeah. Shout out Barry, innit?
Bro. Whatever.
Why don't you give us another Ashraf update, bro?
Come on, you gooners. Thank you.
That's facts. That's facts. They've left me out.
All I'm saying is I was gonna take someone to drown with me. It wasn't just gonna be me drowning on my
own. You didn't take someone to drown with you. You held him down while you
drowned me, bro. What are you talking
about? Titanic, man.
It's like I was drowned and you were the one drowning me.
I held your head down, man.
Nothing of that sort. City actually won Champions League. Arsenal celebrate.
I'm actually. Does anyone know? Are they putting that victory result in the trophy cabinet? Has anyone heard the update on it yet?
I doubt that they will. Arsenal fans hate Man City more than Liverpool, is what AMT is saying. I mean, of course, Arsenal don't need to hate Liverpool because we're not rivals. Like, we don't need to beg a rivalry. I hate Man United, I hate Everton, I hate Chelsea, and to a smaller extent, I hate City. I do not hate Arsenal or Spurs or anyone else. Like, there's no begging rivalries. When you're a historic, gigantic football club, you don't have to make rivalries up. Anyway, big up to all of you guys for locking in. Make sure you guys are liking, make sure you guys are subscribing. Ashraf will be hopping on in a second, but yeah, make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Make sure you guys are, of course, subscribing. And as you guys know, LB, it's LB, is in the description with more LB as well. So go subscribe to both of his channels. Pound for pound, the best City content creator. I say this to his face and behind his back. Go subscribe to Wolfie Forest Fan TV. The only reason why Forest is relevant on social media is his loud, stinky mouth. And go subscribe to Ashraf on Ashraf Talks Football. So please go give them all a subscribe. And yeah, let's get to talking the game. Khalas, whenever Ashraf pulls up, he pulls up.
Oh my God, with the
On
update.
Wolfie.
Ashraf updates. Beep, 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 beep. Ashraf updates. Beep, 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 beep. Ashraf updates.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, because the numbers don't say so, but he's better than people with bigger numbers. So me calling him pound for pound the best City content creator is actually a bigger compliment. Hold that. So yeah. Anyway, Wolfie, talk to me about the Madrid game.
Well, firstly, I will say Arsenal played really well. Okay, but you're not allowed to say that this week because you didn't think they would win. But they did play well, whether they like to hear it or not. And I think they do because obviously they need the validation. And I thought everyone's bigging up Rice, but I thought there was 3 players for me that stood out, maybe 4 more so. Saka, I thought was brilliant. Timber was brilliant. Partey, for me, was the best midfielder they had that night. And I was really impressed with Lewis Skelly. And those are the players that stood out. I don't think Real played bad. I think Arsenal made Real play bad. I think Arsenal were that on it, that they did that well. However, I actually think it means nothing. This will be the highlight of their season. If they get PSG, if they do go through, they've still got a second leg. It's only half time before Arsenal start doing the open bus parade and what have you. It's only half time, but I don't even think they get past PSG, guys. PSG look so fluid.
How do I come in and the first thing I hear is people waffling about what's going to happen in the semis?
People.
Yeah, Habibi.
No. Ashraf,
We just slapped up Real Madrid.
Ashraf, reword that sentence, bro. You said people, didn't it?
What have I said that? Did you not hear what I said about Arsenal?
LB.
What did I start with, Ashraf? What did I start with?
I was listening, LB, and you said, I don't think they win it. And it's not a trophy. Why are you guys talking about the next step?
Hold on, Ashraf. Ashraf, you're being disingenuous.
Or maybe that's the replay that. No, you said that. You said like they didn't win a trophy.
I didn't say that on the show, bro. I've been clashing.
Guys, I have a surprise for you. Hi, guys.
You fraud, Wolfie. You ruling out. You skipped the cooking on Tuesday, Wolfie, because your first team lost. You are 4 points ahead of Newcastle and they have a game in hand, right? You said you're going to finish above Arsenal, yet you lose to Aston Villa, and Aston Villa schooled your team. You schooled your team, right? You are shaking because Newcastle are behind you, Man City are behind you. You're shaking because these teams are behind you, bro. You're absolutely right. You're ruling out Arsenal have no chance as well. You as well. Don't talk so much about Champions League. We have 2 Champions Leagues. Arsenal can't win the Champions League. Arsenal have no chance. Purist will do this. We're guaranteed we're going to finish above Arsenal. Yet you lose and get schooled against Aston Villa, you fraud. You schooled against Aston Villa. Then you skip the cooking. I got work. I have work. My work is pressing me. And George is asking, where is Wolfie? People are asking, where is, he has work.
I'm here, man. I'm here for my next work meeting.
Yeah, you are here on a Friday afternoon.
Friday?
Right? Yeah, you are here on Friday, whatever. It's Thursday today. It's Thursday or Friday, whatever. It's Thursday. It's a work day in England. Yeah, you skip the cooking, you fraud. You skip the cooking. George wanted to cook you. Ashraf wanted to cook you. And no, I'm here to talk about Arsenal because I have my alliances, Elby and Husam, to back me in my takes here. I'm ganging against Ashraf here by himself. Yes? And you skip the cooking. Where is your team? Are you going to finish third? or you're gonna drop and you'll be shaking because the Sharks of Man City behind you, and because the Sharks of Man City behind you. Your team is shit. Your team is shit. Your team is shit. Yeah, you get schooled back. What if Aston Villa finish ahead of you? What if Newcastle can finish ahead of you? I guarantee you, Newcastle will finish ahead of you, bro. And you're gonna be shaking in top 5. You might be playing Europa League next season. We're gonna get Eucharist. We're gonna play Champions League football. We're gonna make Champions League football. We're gonna get Eucharist. Oh yeah, the day after, Eucharist wants a team that is guaranteed to go and challenge. Doesn't trust your team. You don't trust your team. You don't trust your team. Nobody trusts Nottingham Forest that they're gonna stay there. Bro, your team might be cooked and finish 4th to 5th to 6th. Imagine if Aston Villa with Champions League football finish ahead of you. Imagine if Aston Villa, Newcastle, they were 10th the other day, Newcastle. They were 10th. Imagine Newcastle are 4 points behind you with the game in hand against Crystal Palace at home. They're going to win that game. They're going to be 1 point behind you, bro. Newcastle.
Kamal?
And you're going to be sitting there, and you're going to be sitting there, and you're going to be like, I'm calm, I'm composed. But inside you, I know you're shaking, bro. I know you're shaking. I know you're worried. You're worried about Man City. You're worried about Pep. You're worried about Newcastle with Eddie Howe. You're worried about Aston Villa with Unai Emery. If Nuno Espirito Santo bottle this, Wolfie, you're absolutely going to get, it's the biggest cooking. It's way bigger cook than Arsenal absolutely losing the league. It's gonna be a generational cooking, Wolfie, if you bottle this. Bro, it is ridiculous. Look, bro, they're not feeding anything. I'm here for the cooking, bro. I'm just here for the cooking.
You finished your monologue? Have you finished your monologue?
Bro.
You know, Mo messaged me on the side. He's like, I want to cook Wolfie. Wolfie, what do you have to say back to all this? First of all, W's in the chat for Tyler for the 30 piece. Go on, Wolfie. What do you have to say to defend yourself?
Firstly, it'd be nice if you came in and, you know, we exchanged salams. Assalamu alaikum.
Oh, now you want to do the piece?
Oh my God, he's doing the peace thing.
How did you exchange salams with me?
I come in peace. He's like, I come in peace.
That is required, man. When you see a fellow Muslim greet him with salam, the standard is sunnah and all that. Anyway.
He's gonna come in peace. Oh my God.
Hold on. So secondly, you're getting excited about Forest losing one game in their last 5. This is what I love. This is what I love. So a very simple question. With all this chest you've just come out, imagine this, imagine that. John Lennon settings, yeah. You sit here right now and tell me Forest don't finish in a Champions League position.
No. No.
So you do
You said Forest will finish above Arsenal.
Okay, well the season. Well, wait, the season's no. The season's not done. The season's not done unless you guys can't count as many as 13. It's your problem.
You're not finishing above Arsenal.
Okay, but no, you've come on here.
You're not finishing above Arsenal.
Okay, you've had your monologue, bro. Let me just respond. You've come on here and you have said, imagine you don't, you're worried about Newcastle, you're worried about Villa, you're worried about Man City, you're about, surprised you didn't say Leicester and Southampton, yeah? With that chest you've just come on with, you sit here, because I'm telling you Forest will be in the Champions League next season. You now, with that chest you just brought on, all that shout and everything, you tell me now with chest that Forest don't finish in the Champions League. Hey, I
never said that Forest will never. You are the one who said Forest will finish above Arsenal, not me.
Has the season finished? Remind me, has the season finished?
I am see the difference. I have chest. You're not gonna finish above Arsenal in this league.
Okay, but I want to see the. I don't want to see the few straggly hairs, man. I want to see full chest. I want to hear you say with that chest you came on with
full chest.
Forest, you even said Forest could finish 6. Imagine Europa.
Yes, you can. You can.
No, will we?
Nottingham Forest and Wolfie's team will not finish above Arsenal. Let me put it out there. You're gonna finish below Newcastle, and now you have to be worried about City. You're gonna finish below Newcastle.
Are we gonna finish below City? Are we going to finish below City? Okay, let's do this. Are we going to? So you think Newcastle? You said.
Don't put words in my mouth.
Okay,
I said
you're going to finish. You put your own words in your mouth. Were your words that Newcastle will finish ahead of Forest?
Yes, I'm saying it now.
That brings Forest to 4th. Okay, Tayyib. Right. Will Man City finish ahead of Forest?
I don't know.
Oh, now it's I don't know. Now the buttons get done back up.
I don't say things that I'm not capable of backing. You are the one who said you're going to finish above Arsenal, not us. No one on this panel No one in this chat, but I'm saying, you're not going to finish above Arsenal, and Newcastle will finish above you in this league. Newcastle are going to finish above you.
But you know that, yeah? So that you know.
I'm telling you, that's my prediction. It's a prediction.
No. A minute ago, when I asked you about Man City, you said I don't know. But with Newcastle, you know.
I know.
Explain now.
My prediction, right? My prediction is Newcastle finish above you. For Man City, I don't know. It's a 50-50 for me, so I won't put my chest out for them. See?
Okay, Villa, because you were talking big about Villa. You came on saying Villa, you got to be worried about. You don't know. Now it's gone from imagine Europa to I don't know.
Wolfie, you do realize you don't make top 5, you're finished on this app. You know this, right? Like, I'm talking about even your allies like LB will ruin you. You know this.
So wait a sec. Why are we saying they're not going to make top 5 now? There's 7 games left. They're on 57 points. City is 6 on 52. Are we saying that they're literally going to bottle it? Is that what we're saying?
What I'm guaranteeing, LB, what I'm guaranteeing is that they finish below Arsenal and Newcastle. So there's one spot left. Who's the worst team that I can't think that they can finish ahead of them is Manchester City. Forest can bottle this top 5 and finish 6.
You think Newcastle will finish above Forest?
Yes. Yeah. They have a game against Crystal Palace and they're going to be 1 point behind them.
I know, but have you seen them running?
You do know that all the teams that you just mentioned are playing each other, yeah?
Newcastle got to play Villa, Brighton, Arsenal, and Everton, and Chelsea.
Newcastle are going to finish ahead of them. Forest are not going to finish. Forest are not going to win all their games. By the way, at the end of the game,
for that to happen, Newcastle are going to have to go on a crazy run beating some good teams, or Forest are going to literally have to bottle it.
They're going to beat United. They're going to beat Palace. I believe that Newcastle will beat Aston Villa. I believe that Newcastle will beat Ipswich. They'll beat Brighton. They'll beat Chelsea at home. Arsenal last game, they wouldn't care about it. Players will be on the beach and the game will be over.
So they're going to
Newcastle can win the league according to
they can get a point. Newcastle will drop 4 points. Newcastle might drop 4 points.
Okay, how many points are Forest going to drop?
10-match winning streak, Mo. You think they're going to do that, yeah?
10 match. The highest match winning streak is 7 this season, by the way.
I said that Forest, Newcastle might drop 4 points. Let me tell you, Forest. Newcastle.
Please.
You're not going to win against Spurs.
Okay.
You're not going to win at home against. You play Man City in the FA Cup.
You're just going to skip the Everton match, yeah?
You're going to win against Everton.
Okay.
It's not even guaranteed.
Okay.
Against Brentford, you're not going to win. And against Crystal Palace, you're not going to win.
Okay. And the others?
Newcastle.
And the other games?
I'm predicting you to win. Yeah.
Okay. So if we predict us to win those other games, that takes us to about 68 points. You don't think that's enough?
Okay. Newcastle are going to be 1 point behind you. They're going to drop only 4 points. You're going to drop 6 points.
According to you, so Newcastle are going to break this season's win streak record, yeah?
And also, you're not going to beat Chelsea at the last game of the season.
But Newcastle, so Newcastle are going to go on a win streak record.
No, not winning streak. They're going to drop 4 points. They're going to draw a game in the middle. And they're gonna draw a game in the middle.
So they're gonna go undefeated for what, 8 games, 9 games?
Yeah, they're gonna go undefeated.
Okay.
You'll see. Newcastle have 1 game in a week. You'll see.
But according to you, I'm confused. Are Forest getting Champions League or not next season? According to you,
there is a possibility.
No. Who are you predicting as your top 5?
As of now?
No, Arsenal, I want as of the end of the season, who you predict will get the top 5.
Arsenal, Newcastle, Liverpool, of course. I said Newcastle. So 4 or 3? You
said 3 now.
Liverpool, Arsenal, Newcastle, City. I think Forest will finish 5th.
Alas, end of discussion then.
So you're okay with that?
Hold on. Tell me what the difference is this season between 2nd and 5th.
The difference for the club doesn't matter, but the difference for the viewers and the people that put their chest out and say they're going to finish. So for the club, it doesn't matter because you make the same money. But for you as Wolfie, which is, I'm not addressing Nottingham Forest as the club. I came on the stream addressing Wolfie, the YouTuber.
Okay, so let me ask you this. If Forest finish 5th and Ashraf finishes 2nd, yeah, and they go out of the Champions League final, semi-final, quarters, whatever, yeah, but I win the FA Cup, who's had a better season?
You did.
Okay.
What does this have to do with my thing? I
just want to clear some facts. If Forest don't win the FA Cup and finish 5th, and Arsenal finish 2nd and they don't win a trophy, who's had a better season?
And they go to the semi-final of the Champions League?
Final. Let's say final. They go out in the final. Who's had the better season?
Easy.
Arsenal, easy. Sure, 100%.
Why have Arsenal had a better season?
Okay, there's a difference between exceeding expectations and having a better season.
Now we're getting to the conversation.
Exceeding
What were the Arsenal?
expectations.
What were the expectations for Arsenal?
We're arguing about two teams that are winning fucking nothing. Is that what we're doing here?
Exactly.
I mean, we're still in the Champions League, so hey,
No, but in a
our
hypothetical
chance.
situation, Ashraf, they're saying you're out in it. They're saying you ain't winning it in this.
Hypothetical is what LB saying is right. A hypothetical.
Hypothetically, if we don't win it,
We are
hypothetically, if we
assuming
don't
that
win it,
hypothetical is correct.
both did not have the best season, but we've had a better season than them in this scenario of Mo, in the one that Mo just gave me.
Exceeding expectations. That's a different conversation. Then we're talking about Forest.
So what are the Arsenal expectations? Just so me and LB can be clear on this.
In the beginning of the season.
Be it beginning, be it now, whatever you want. I don't really care.
I mean, now it's different from the beginning of the season, obviously.
Okay, what are your expectations now?
Now, obviously, there's no league, so given the result against Madrid, which I guess we'll talk about, I'm hoping that we, at the very least, make it to the finals, and inshallah, we win it. But I think we should at least make it to the finals.
Wait, I'm not clear on what the expectations are.
I just told you, at least make the finals of the Champions League.
So your expectations is to finish the first of the losers. Is that what you're saying?
Maybe your expectation is to finish fifth of the loser. So now what?
Oh my god!
Your expectation is to finish fifth of the losers. So now what?
No, don't do the deflection.
No,
I'm not doing deflection.
No, you are.
I'm using your metrics.
My expectations. I've been
stop.
crystal clear on my expectations.
Stop. You are the one who started this conversation by comparing the two clubs. No one here said that. You are the one. You are the one that came with Vim in the beginning of the mid-season and said we're going to finish it. Arsenal never even spoke about Nottingham Forest. They never even mentioned them. Nobody here on the stream mentioned about Arsenal. You are the one who started and said compare Arsenal to Forest, not us.
Well,
So now,
when did I say that? Well, when did I say compare Arsenal to Forest? I just said to you, what are the expectations?
I am responding to you. I am responding to you. No, you didn't say that. You said who had a better season. No, you didn't. You said, tell me who has had a better season if that hypothetical happened.
Yeah, exactly.
That by definition is a comparison. That is
okay. But you agreed. You agreed that my season would still be better, yeah? Unless Arsenal lost in the final. Unless Arsenal lost in the final.
No, it wouldn't. Okay. I
can't deal with this loser mentality,
let me give you another. Would you consider yourself a loser if you lost the FA Cup and you finish fifth?
No, because my expectations have been consistent.
So we can talk about expectations. That is a discussion me and LB and Husam had yesterday. That is for Arsenal only by themselves.
And I'm talking about my expectations for Forest.
Yes, okay. And
what were your expectations for Forest?
Hold on. And by the way, who are your expectations, Wolfie? You, not the club. Detach Nottingham Forest from Wolfie. Wolfie's expectations was to finish second. So basically, if you finish fifth, you said I'm going to finish above Arsenal.
Putting words in whose mouth? Now who's putting words in whose mouth? My expectations were European football. That was from the start of the season. You can go check my channel. The video's there.
I don't care about that.
My prediction was that we finish ahead of Arsenal. Those are two different words and two different scenarios.
That's the definition of expectations.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Let's go by that. Let's go by that.
No, let's go by that.
Wolfie, you said your expectation was European football. Can you elaborate? What does that look like?
That's when your team gets on a plane to go to another country.
I mean, the thing is, I think he knows where I'm going with this.
I have no idea where you're going with it.
So give me a position. Like what?
Me too. To be honest, Wolfie, I don't know where he's going with this.
I'll tell you.
8 and above.
Okay, so guys, listen to this fraud. Last week, when we were arguing about Champions League, and we told him, what if you make Europa League and you win what if you win the FA Cup and it gets you to the Europa League, which is European competition? Wolfie said that's not good enough. I want Champions League or nothing else because I only care about the Champions League. Europa League doesn't count.
Absolutely.
And now he's saying, my
He's calling
interest in
Ashraf a liar,
European
basically.
football-
That's why he's saying.
Misquote. I'm not calling
Habibi,
him a
the
liar, I'm
clips
saying
are
he's
there.
misquoting.
The clips
You
are
just
there. The
asked
clips are
me
there.
what my expectations were, and I literally said I have a video from the start of the season that has me in 8th wanting any form of European football.
Why did you want any
Now,
form of European
hold
football?
on. Now, you even elaborately said about 5 minutes ago, expectations change during the season, yes or no?
I never said that, brother. I never said expectations.
Go
Are we
wallahi,
cooking
you didn't
Wolfie
say that
or-
about 5 minutes ago.
Okay,
Huh?
Wolfie cooking.
That's Mo, not me. I didn't say that.
Say wallahi,
No,
5 minutes
hold on.
ago, you
Ashraf,
said
You
expectations
literally
can't
said
change.
expectations to go to final.
Huh? My expectations. Oh, yeah. I'm talking about your thing. Husam asked you last week, why, if you win the FA
No,
Cup,
now you're
you get-
conflicting two things and you're
No.
being
I'm getting
very
back to
sly about it.
I'm
Very
not.
sly.
I'm not. At least I'm
Are
not
we
trying
cooking
to.
Wolfie or are we talking
Hus-
Arsenal? I'm confused.
We're cooking Wolfie.
No, they're trying to. But they're getting
here's the
stuck
thing,
in their
right?
contradictions.
Husam,
You're
last
cooked. I already
week,
know you're cooked because you're calling
Husam.
Ashraf sly, and I've never heard you use that word before.
Exactly.
So I know you're
Husam.
I didn't call him a liar.
Husam,
I didn't call him a liar.
No, I said
Husam.
sly.
Sly.
Nice.
No, he is being
Husam.
sly.
Husam, last week, did you not ask Wolfie, if you can win an FA Cup and make it to the Europa League? Didn't Wolfie rebuttal back saying, no, I don't want that. I want Champions League and he explained saying that it's only the top of the top, 2 stars. I want to add 3.
Yes.
Now you're
Three,
coming.
yes.
No, yeah, correct. And now you're coming and telling
And
us.
as a matter of fact, when he was in this competition and City were facing Bournemouth, he was so scared of facing Bournemouth that he said,
Yes, that's
I
different, yeah.
don't care as long as Bournemouth are knocked out. That's what he said.
Exactly. Which is
No,
a
I
different
said
statement.
I'd rather not
And
give
Mr.
Bournemouth the
Standards,
title in
who
the
cooked
final.
Arsenal for trophies last week said,
Wait,
"We
hold
would
on.
rather get top 4 than win the FA Cup." And me and LB,
Hold on. Now you're conflicting about 5 conversations. Let's stick to it. Let's clarify
they all
here.
need
Ashraf.
Wolfie's
Let's
fraudulence.
clarify. You said that your expectations for Arsenal now are different from what they were at the start of the season. Yes or no? Can we agree on that
No,
point?
no. Wait. Let me explain. Because you asked me now today, what are you
No, my
expecting?
job is done here. I need to go and eat now.
طب
Big up,
خلاص.
Mo. Number one rattler. Big up, Mo. You asked me, correct me if that's not the question you've asked. You told me, when you asked me, what are your expectations? I told you at the start of the season or now?
Exactly.
Wait.
Exactly.
The reason I'm saying it's changed now, because what I actually want, which I've considered failure that we are not doing, is winning the league. So if you tell me what are your expectations today, so if you're asking me what are your expectations today, I can't say win the league because I don't. That's not going to happen.
Why? Because expectations can change.
Yeah, expectations can change because the reality changes. Yeah.
So why are you then contradicting yourself when you asked me and I said my expectations were I want top 8? Yeah, and you're like, oh, he came here last week and he said Champions League. So yes, I denied it? No.
Okay, so then let me ask you this, because you always talk about winning mentality, loser mentality. Why did you only want top 8 at the start of the season? Why didn't you say I want Champions League football? Why were your expectations shit at the beginning?
Did you see our season last year?
Doesn't matter. You believed in your team. You said you believe in your owners. You liked your transfers.
Yeah,
Why didn't
I do. Yeah, but usually, as you would know the word process, you know the word. Are you familiar with the word process? I'm not sure if Arsenal fans know it. Yeah?
So you agree? I am. So you agree that you're overachieving?
Well, the season hasn't finished, so I don't know. What if Forest lost every game and finished 10th? You can ask me that question at the end of the season.
Wolfie, where do you expect to finish your season right now? Today, where do you expect to
finish right now, I expect Forest to be in the top 4, not even the top 5. That's my expectation.
Give me a position. Where do you think you will land? By the end of the season, where will Forest be?
4th, between 2nd and 4th.
Give me a position, Wolf. What? Like, if you ask me right now, I think Arsenal will finish 2nd, comfortably.
Oh, okay, really? Okay. Do you think Arsenal will win the Champions League?
With all due respect, no one cares about cooking Wolfie. Let me just do these super chats so we can talk about Arsenal Madrid. Even LB is falling asleep, you get me. So big up to everyone locked in. By the way, guys, we have 700 people watching us. Big up to every single one of you guys. Make sure.
Is he frozen on me?
Is it just me? Wallahi, I thought it was me.
That conversation was he's just fucking in
like that. That's nice. But I'm back now, though.
Sam?
Anyway, big up to Aboud. He says, all I'm saying, Chelsea fans, Rice had Matisse spread eagle with his feet in the air. Never saw Caicedo do that to him. Bro.
That's true.
Caicedo, I think he would pull a hamstring attempting that fake. Big up to you, Aboud. Big up to Tyler again. Thank you so much for the super chat. He says what we're feeding in Egypt tomorrow. Yeah, that's crazy. He's eating
Mkhia.
some world-class hawashi right now. Yeah.
Mkhia, man, Mkhia.
Big up to Netweed, who says, we haven't won the damn tie yet. It's halftime. You couldn't make it up. Animated FC and Arteta FC fans like Ash are just tapped.
Arsenal through to the semi-final, man. That's not this.
Okay, for starters, I think we're through to the semi-finals, inshallah, but I'm not saying it's a done deal. So I don't know why Netweed is acting like a dumbass. We have already made it. Obviously, we still have a second leg to play. And second of all, I have been criticizing Arteta like crazy the last couple of weeks. So for you to say an Arteta FC fans means you're just an idiot who doesn't watch things. Maybe watch shows. Educate yourself.
A little
Although I will say this, is there another super chat? Because I wanted to say something on Arteta quick, but yeah, finish the super chats.
We'll talk about Arsenal Madrid now. Mo in Egypt is a different animal. I love the name change, by the way. 0 days of not being triggered by Rere. Yeah, because he's fucking banned now.
Oh.
If Arsenal win the next 4 games before Liverpool game, I think we stay second.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know.
I generally don't see how we.
Gaslighting. I swear I'm not gaslighting. I'm being dead serious. If I'm in Arteta's place, I'm playing under 16 against Brentford. I need all my players fresh, fit, and red.
No.
Why, Ashraf? Why would you do that?
No, because I generally think, because look, guys, the reality is. Okay, no, finish the super chat, then I'll answer. Not title, not the Premier League title. No.
So what does it matter?
So you would risk.
Why does it matter? Say it now, just tell us why it matters.
Because the reality is, and this is a good thing to say, because wallahi, I never thought I would say this until a few days ago. There's not a single scenario in my mind that I had where I was like, okay, I think we'll make it to the semi-finals. I was like, 10% chance, but obviously that's because I have to give my team a chance.
Wait, what?
Now that we can actually go all the way to the final and win the Champions League, or we have a chance, maybe 20% chance, 25, whatever chance you give us. The point is, it's not 0 anymore. I think momentum is super key. And I think if we are losing games in the league, playing the under-16s, or not under-16s, I know Husam was exaggerating.
Oh, you want to know what disproves this point? You drew to Everton and beat Madrid 3-0. Completely disproves it.
Yeah, I hear the momentum thing, bro, but are you being serious? You have got 1 trophy left that you can win. You are 3-0 up against Real Madrid, and you are seriously advocating for going and playing against Brentford, quite a physical team, and playing the likes
because
of
LB, the reality is
if Saliba gets injured against Brentford, God forbid, I promise you will regret this forever.
I'm not saying start the full team every single game. Obviously, rotate, rest player here, rest player there, but not rotate the whole team. The reality is, if we don't win the Champions League, which is also a big possibility, and I'm pretty sure all of you guys definitely don't think we're going to win it anyways.
Correct.
If we don't win the Champions League, you don't want to not win the Champions League and finish 4th, right? Because that changes the whole perception of next season. So I'd rather finish 2nd. Yes, it does. For the team, it does. For the players, it does.
Yeah, but
what do you mean? Imagine if someone like Saliba is having a decision in the summer.
By trying to finish 2nd, you are actually putting your Champions League at risk.
Yes.
No, I'm saying I'm saying do both.
You can't disagree with that. That is factually true.
No, I can, because the reality is the other teams at the other side, like Inter Milan and Barca, are going to be playing their best teams every single weekend.
That's not true. That's not true. Inter rotated against Parma in a title race and they dropped points. Wallahi, you can ask right now.
Barca are in a title race. These players are in.
They rotated and they're dropping points.
I understand, but I don't think it makes sense to rotate a full team in the Premier League. So are you guys saying someone like Saka and Saliba should not play until the next Champions League game and then not play until the final?
Yes.
Or 10 minutes at the end, loosen him up, whatever.
One game a week. If you're playing 1 game a week and you put all your eggs in the Champions League basket, despite, as you're saying, you want to win it 100%, you still have a bigger chance, much bigger chance of winning it than you do winning the Premier League.
If you want,
guys, I'm not disagreeing on rotating. I'm not disagreeing on rotating.
Keep them fresh and that, fair dues. But if you're telling me you've got an absolutely pointless, dead game in the Premier League against Brentford that means absolutely nothing to Arsenal's season, and you're advocating playing Saka, Odegaard, Rice Party, and Saliba, who are absolutely crucial to you winning the Champions League.
But that's the thing. That's the thing. Crazy, I don't think it means nothing. I think there's a difference. I know Wolfie's like 2nd and 5th are the same. You know, it does mean something. Because
what's the difference?
They're not the same. They're not the same.
Do you think you can win the league?
Sorry? No, guys, I'm not saying we will win the league. Of course, the league is done. The league is done. There's 2 things for me, right, with this. One is definitely momentum, because I generally think that's an actual real thing. And I know some would say, but we drew against Everton. But I think there are exceptions to these kind of things. But I think we can develop a good run in the league and also carry to the Champions League. And 2, I am not saying start the full team. I think it's stupid if we start the entire starting 11 every single game. I think rotate 4 or 5 players in this game, rotate another 4 or 5 players in the other game. But to say start the entire second team every single game, I don't know. I don't agree with this. Maybe I agree with this if we're in the final. And we have 1 or 2 weeks left. We're in the
You
final.
can't get to the final unless you win the quarter and the semi. So surely by that logic, unless you can
honestly,
explain
I
to me
don't wanna
what's the
sound
difference
arrogant,
between
wallah.
second and fifth, apart from about 15 million pounds, what's the difference?
I don't want to sound arrogant, but the reality is, look, I think that obviously Madrid, if there's any team that can come back in the world from a 3-0 deficit, of course it's Madrid. But I think even if we start our full team against Brentford, inshallah, I still think we should go through, right? Because I don't think Madrid will
we're
have all
talking
that
about
for us.
injuries,
Okay, we'll
bro.
talk about Arsenal in a second. Let me just finish these last 3. Will this Wolfie guy get invited back on channels when Forest is 9th the whole next season?
People think my channel started like OLMs or something. Like, seriously.
Yes, I will invite Wolfie back on because he is a shameless fraud, which is good for content.
I love you.
Big up the net video says Ash celebrates half games. Dusty. Deji clone. I don't know who Suti is, but I don't give a fuck. I want to win every game, is what AMT is saying. I hear you, but it's not necessary right now. If it gets in the way of the other stuff. Big up to Diallo, who says, guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much, Diallo. You know, now that Arsenal are back winning, you're back super chatting on this channel. So I appreciate you showing love now that your team is good. Completely amazing. You get me?
Can I just quickly say something? Yeah, rapid. Yeah.
Yes, tell me.
I just want to put a disclaimer out right here, right now, that if Arsenal play against Brentford and put out their first team players and a player gets injured, on next week's show, I will be sitting here and I will be saying it's Ash's fault. I will be saying it's your fault that this happened. No, facts, bro. I'm going to be saying that. I just want to put the disclaimer out now.
Because I put the line up.
I would say, hopefully, no one gets injured. Yeah, I don't want to see the players get injured. Yeah, I'm just put out that out. Yeah. But if they do get injured, I'm going to be blaming you.
No. It doesn't.
And remind I'm not saying start everyone. You as well that you said Brentford is a big game. I'm just going to remind you of that.
I didn't say Brentford is.
You did.
Brentford is a big game.
You did say that. You said that 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
I said Brentford is a big game.
You said words.
Wolfie, say wallahi. I said Brentford is a big game because LB will not say wallah. But can you say
wallah?
I
didn't say wallahi. He's accusing you. Don't drag me as an innocent civilian into this.
You said something along the lines of Brentford is.
You have to cancel LB thing again.
Say wallahi, you didn't. Then say wallahi, you didn't. You're the accused.
Wallahi, I didn't say Brentford is a big game. I just said.
Rewind the tape, chat. Rewind the tape.
I'm saying we cannot. I don't want us to rotate in the Premier League heavily. If we rest 4 or 5 players and we start 4 or 5 players, I'm okay with that. To say thank you, Sandra. To say rotate the entire 11.
Say thank you to one of your paid bots, man. Come on.
Okay, so here's the players that I would rotate. Here's the players that I would rotate. Yeah, Raya. Saliba.
Raya. Why Raya?
If Timber's fit, I would rotate Timber. I think he's crucial.
Yeah, Ben White. We have Ben White. So
Miles Skelly, I would rotate him. I would rotate Partey, Rice, Odegaard, Saka.
Rice, no, I wouldn't rotate all of them.
I'd even rotate Moreno, man. I mean, that's their only goal scorer right now. You know what I'm saying?
I'd definitely start Odegaard. I think I might start Partey. I'm not sure. I'd definitely start Martinelli because
Partey ran that midfield.
Yeah, I agree. But then I agree. But But if I'm not wrong, he didn't play the game before that. I think against Everton, he didn't play a single minute. I don't even think he came off the bench.
And then he dropped a brilliant performance against Real Madrid.
Momentum, though, LB.
Yeah. I agree. But that's what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense if we're rotating 4 or 5 players. If that was what I want, I don't think it makes sense to rotate the entire midfield. Odegaard definitely has to play because Odegaard, anyways, has not been killing it in the last few weeks. He had a good game against Real Madrid.
No, he didn't.
He's better than any of your players. I swear to God.
No, he didn't have a good game against Real Madrid.
He had a good game against Madrid. Yes, he had a good game.
He was your worst player out of the 11.
Speaking of Madrid, listen, we've been scooting around this Madrid point because we cooked Wolfie at the start. Big up to all of you guys. Make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you guys are subscribing. Please do hit the like button. Do subscribe. Let's get the likes up. This has been one hell of a stream. If you guys are not liking this, you're a fraud. I'll be honest with you because this has been so enjoyable so far. Let's talk Arsenal Real Madrid. I'll give the mic to Ashraf, obviously, because he did this thing. Wolfie said that they have no chance, and LB said 6%. Go ahead, Ashraf.
What did you say?
Oh, me or Husam?
Go ahead, Ashraf. Go ahead. It's your turn to talk about Arsenal.
Yeah, listen, this performance, I don't care who it rattles. What a trophy for us. I don't give a shit, bro. This performance was one of our best matches, I think, under Mikel Arteta. Just in the fact, when you consider the team we went up against, the chances everyone gave us, the chances that, logically, I understand why rival fans gave us those chances, because we are talking about not just the defending champions, but the favorites as well for the season. And my God, the perform.
Yo, I gotta go in it. But yeah, big up to you boys. Yeah.
Big up, big up LB. Big up LB.
Fuck.
The chances, the performance by every single player. I think we started a bit shaky when that pass was done by Saka. He made a mistake, but after that, the whole thing changed. We had this conversation. Actually, I wish LB was there for another 5 minutes because that Rodrigo versus Saka take is a horrendous take, and now it's proven even more it's an absolute garbage take because the guy played on the pitch and was a much better performer than not just Rodrigo, than the other two players on the pitch who were also garbage that game, right? Declan Rice taking free kicks like freaking. I want to say David Beckham, but I don't remember the last time David Beckham scored 2 free kicks in a game. I'm going to say Messi because I think Messi has done it. I remember Messi scoring 2 free kicks in a game. Those free kicks, the first one I thought was phenomenal. This I don't know why Wolfie and Husam are laughing. Clearly something's going on.
Don't worry about it. Just keep talking.
But anyways. That first free kick itself was phenomenal. And I'm like, man, how do you top a free kick like this? And then the second one, top corner. They actually have a still picture with the literally, if you Sad uses this reference, I'm gonna actually steal it because it's one of the best things. You guys watch like that Soccer Aid or whatever it's called, when they put the bucket at the top corner and they say aim for that and you get like, I don't know, 50,000 points, whatever the hell it is. That's literally what Rice did. And from that distance, bro, that is mental. He had a fantastic game. And funny things, I don't even think he was the best midfielder. Obviously, the free kicks will kind of change. The free kicks will kind of change everyone's perspective. I think he was having a very, very good game. But I think
is that the best free kick you've seen at the Emirates, Ashraf?
Yes. There is no other.
Nah. There was Robin van Persie. There was Cazorla. Cazorla was not at the Emirates, to be fair. Yeah, I would say yes.
Yeah,
I would
better
say
than Ronaldo's one.
Better than Ronaldo's one. Why would he say an opponent?
Okay, wait. If I'm also
the best free kick you've seen at the Emirates.
If I'm also taking rivals,
is the best goal you've seen at Forest the Nunes finish?
Bro, honestly, yeah.
That was the most cheating goal.
I think it's better than Cristiano Ronaldo's. I'm not gonna lie because
I know the distance was way further out, bro. Come on.
The distance was farther out, so the shot was amazing. But I think the level of curl that Rice
and the fact
put in
that Almunia was a net, you have to reduce some.
Yeah, forget Almunia; it's just a bum. But my point is, like, I think the curl that Rice put in that kind of free kick. I just, for me, right? I think about if Cristiano Ronaldo took that free kick 10 times, and let's say there was a keeper like Neuer, I think let's say with the exact same precision and accuracy, I think Neuer saves it 3 or 4 times out of 10. I think if you take that free kick, if Rice's free kick's taken 100 times with the exact same precision, Courtois does not save it a single time. Because that top corner and the curl and the power and everything was just mental.
I hear it. I'm not taking anything away from those free kicks. They were both.
Yeah.
They were both
phenomenal.
Top 5 free kicks of this season. And the second one for me is definitely top 1. I think the second one was better than the first. I actually think there's been too much said about the free kicks and not enough about the performance. And this is where I show you guys I'm neutral on this. Remember, my son, Arsenal fan. It was nice to see him happy for once. It's been a while.
Wow.
But give him better allowance then.
Yeah, give him better allowance.
Give him better allowance. He'll be happy.
Happy
once. Okay, I'm sorry, Wolfie. Son, clearly you've been cut out for the last couple of months.
Allowance gets cut off if Arsenal beat Forest. But anyway, I think my issue with this is a couple of things. I think your performance was better than the free kicks, if that makes sense.
I agree.
And I think that the free kicks, as beautiful as they were, should not detract from the performance. Because that was a team performance. This whole Rodrigo Saka thing you were saying, I actually think Saka's a better player. But where I will disagree with you is what you've done there is try and judge it on this one game. I think consistency, Saka's been better than Rodrigo for me. I like him as a player.
That was our argument last week.
Yeah, and I would agree with that. But don't undertake from the performance. I'm talking not to you, to all the Arsenal fans, by overhyping the free kicks. I get why, but the performance was better than the free kicks.
Overhyping?
No, I agree with Wolfie because I think people go in this thing of, the free kicks, and they make it seem like the only reason we won was the free kicks.
My point.
I don't think that was the only reason. Because the reality is, I don't think it's crazy of me or biased of me to say Real Madrid were lucky in the first half because that first half, I know they had that first chance.
No, you can say Courtois had a half of his life because he pulled some worldy saves.
Exactly.
If it wasn't for Courtois, I'll go a step further. If it wasn't for Courtois, you win that game 5 or 6-0.
I agree.
If I'm being truthful with you, yeah. And I would say no one's talked about your third goal either, which I thought was a lovely move and a lovely build-up.
Bro,
because of the free kicks.
I was coming to it. I swear to God, I was coming to it. Not just the build-up. Forget the build-up. Yes, Moreno played the ball to Rice. Rice runs with it really well forward. Times the pass perfect to Trossard. Because, by the way, if Rice passed that ball half a second later, it was offside. Times it perfectly. Trossard gets it. Luis Kelly, Moreno. But that Moreno finish, I understand people will talk about the goals of Rice. You need to watch that Moreno finish a million times, which I have done.
It's clean, yeah.
It's not only clean. He's going a bit back to get it. Stands in that position. And drags his foot and places it bottom corner. No matter what Courtois could have done, he couldn't have saved it. People that's a proper striker's finish. Generally, that's a proper. I know it's not a striker, and obviously he shouldn't be playing there forever.
But Ashraf, this credit needs to go to Arteta because this is the CDM. Okay, this is one thing I can credit Arteta for this season is he saw that. I think Moreno's a better striker than Havertz. From the evidence I've seen this season so far. I think his performance in midfield, he's been crap for you guys. Not crap, but I don't know what he is. I don't know what he is. Is he a 6? Is he an 8? Is he a box-to-box crasher? I still haven't figured out what his foundational role is. But I have to say, he has played that role. Call it a false 9 or a 9 or whatever you want to call it. He has played that really well. And Arteta picked him out to do it. Now, it's Arteta's fault that you're in this position, as far as I'm concerned, or you can blame the recruitment team or whatever. You should not have gone into this position in a striker. But he has solved a problem that you created yourselves. So that you have to give Arteta some credit for it. However, when you're getting into these latter phases, will it come back to bite you in the ass? We don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But you have to give Arsenal credit for that performance. But what I will say to the Arsenal fans is stop with the validation. And this doesn't mean you've won the Champions League, okay? Because it's a long road.
No, Wolfie, this is where I'll disagree with you. This is where I'll disagree with you. Look, I understand people saying we're not going to win the Champions League or they don't think we're going to win the Champions League. However, if you come before a game against one of the best teams, the best team in football history and one of the best teams in the world right now, and every single person, including a lot of Arsenal fans, so not just rivals, are saying we're not going to... No, there are a couple of Arsenal like Dio and Igal and all work. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's not everyone. When a lot of people, rivals and Arsenal fans, are saying we're most likely going to get knocked out, some people in this panel are saying minimum 2-0, minimum 3-0 Real Madrid.
Less than 1%.
Sorry. Yeah. No, but others have said it. I've watched
and Arsenal fans have said it as well. By the way.
Yeah, 100%. So when you're watching,
SC said they're gonna lose.
Yeah, many also
said they're gonna lose. You know what I'm saying?
I said the best I think we'll do at the Emirates is get a draw. The best, right? That tells you all you need to know. If that happens, and then Arsenal end up not just winning, because if we won 1-0, I'd understand no Arsenal fans should have chest because 1-0 is easily overturned. Madrid are hot favorites in the second leg. But when you slap up Real Madrid the way they've been slapped up, when you destroy them the way they've been destroyed, we've had 12 shots, 11 on target, which means we were not only dominating them, but we were also efficient with the chances we were taking. I'm sorry, Arsenal fans can't come out and say, especially the ones who predicted this. I cannot come and tell you guys, what the hell were you guys saying? Because I didn't say
you can. It's your team, bro. It's your team. You can.
No. I cannot.
My only point is, and I've got to jump off with this point. My only point is, don't think you've won the Champions League now because of that game. That's all I'm saying to the Arsenal fans, right? I've seen better performances and then teams flop in the next round, or even in the second leg. It's half time. Remember that. But I have to say, fair play to Arsenal for what they did. But don't do a Spurs, is what I'm saying to you, man. Don't be happy with seconds. Demand the win. This could be one of your best chances to win the Champions League. It may be your only chance to win the Champions League. So demand that from your club. I gotta go and see Habibi film, man. So big up, boys. Big up the chat. Make sure you've liked. Make sure you're subscribed. Husam, you're a fraud for avoiding your cookings. But respect to you the way you did it.
Ashraf can cook me.
Ashraf, over to you. Don't let him off the hook. Salam.
Forest fan.
Yeah,
to be
but
rival
big up,
fans,
Wolf.
why do you care who Arsenal starts? Well, I care because I want to put the league in the bag, mate. So,
Oh, okay. Then you're not saying it for our interest. You're saying it so that you can get a
no,
better form.
but it would be better if you actually do dress the players. I can't even lie.
Look, I think it depends, man, Husam. Honestly, we've seen cases where, and this is what I think affects teams like Bayern and PSG a lot of times in the Champions League. Like, they end up resting a lot of players in the league when they've absolutely wrapped it up early. And then when they come to big teams in the Champions League, they get slapped up, not slapped up, but they get like that shock. I think it's important to make sure that your players don't get, they don't get like, not complacent. What's the word? Like, when you warm up, what's the opposite of warm up? Cool down. I guess I cannot think of anything else, to be honest. You don't want your players to start losing a bit of momentum, a little form. I think like so for example, if Saka plays against Brentford and scores a hat trick, right? I think going into the Madrid game in the Bernabeu, he comes with a lot of confidence.
What if Saka plays and gets injured? God forbid.
Yes, which is why I'm saying we shouldn't start the full team, especially with certain players like Saliba, for example, has played majority of the games. I think it's stupid to start him. Timber, we know, was wobbling and came off limping against Real Madrid. Stupid to start him. Rice had a phenomenal game, came off with like blood coming out from his ankle and stuff, was limping. Stupid to start him. I understand that. Maybe Saka I can hear as well because he was also limping against Brentford. But Martinelli, Odegaard, Ben White, hell, even Kivior. Why the hell would I bench Kivior? Worst case scenario, Kivior gets injured. It's okay. I start Ben White in that game. It's not a big deal. Raya, LB was saying bench Raya. I mean, why would I bench a goalkeeper? Is a goalkeeper running in the game?
I agree with that. My 25% and 2-1 win wasn't so wild after all. Big up. Hey, Max, you cooked, to be fair. You definitely cooked. So, well done to you, Max. Well done to you. Arsenal fans have all been saying we have a chance. You idiot, twist everything. So you said you'll win the UCL or quit now. No chance, 0%. I never said that personally. I said 1% in it. I said 1%.
Habibi, Husam, don't do that now. You said 0 first, and when you got pressed, and then when you got pressed, you changed it to 1.
Yeah, I just changed it to 1%, So I said 1%, mate. So I didn't say 0%. However, I appreciate your input. Big up to Francesco says, bro, this is the Forest fan. What the heck? Yeah, he is a Forest fan and he's this loudmouth. Imagine if he supported a bigger club. Yeah, Habibi.
Bro, imagine if they win the FA Cup. Wallah, he will never let it go. He'll talk about it for the next
Yeah, the thing is, like, I don't even hate on Forest, but it's just the fact that I know Wolfie. That's it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, no one supports Forest I've ever met in my life. Ash needs to apologize to Igal, just saying.
Why? I've never had a video to Igal. I've never said anything about him. Like, I don't know. I do say that sometimes some fans go deluded with some things, like when he did the lineup last year between us and Madrid. However, the lineup he did this year, before the game, I'm not lying, Wallah al-Azim, I actually agreed with majority of them. The only one I disagreed on, which now is kind of laughable because he went and actually had an incredible performance, was he put Rice and did not put Partey. And I said that's wrong. I think you should put Partey instead of Rice. Although now, I would put Partey and Rice after that first game, to be honest.
Hey, Kamavinga was fucking shit in that game as well. Anyway, guys, we're 14 likes away from 200. Me and Ash will cook. Don't worry. We don't need any backups in this stream. You get me? So make sure you guys are liking and subscribing, please. So, what next Arsenal topic do you want to talk about? Tell me. Like, I feel like there's still a bit more about Arsenal you want to discuss.
I don't know, man. It's just okay. Arteta. I need to say this.
Yes.
Because, and this is the first time I'm going to say this about Arteta since I started saying Arteta out in the last couple of months. For me, my consistent approach with any Premier League manager has always been progression. Yeah, I don't care if you as a manager are coming in for 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. I need to see progression instantly. Because the reality for me is, and I'll take United as an example. If United are in such a shit show, like they had Eric Ten Hag, he's been crap, he couldn't do anything well, they were losing a bunch of games. If I'm sacking Eric Ten Hag and I'm getting Ruben Amorim at mid-season, yes, I'm not going to tell him go win the league, go win the Champions League, go win trophies, because I understand he's coming to a shit show. But I'm telling him, I just sacked this manager because we are losing games, we're absolutely crap. If you are coming in, our trajectory should go from this to like this. The curve, it should start curving. When you get to the top, we can discuss that later, right? So I hold Arteta and every other manager to the same standard. For me, I've always looked at progression. And I think up until the end of last season, Arteta was progressing us. I've been asked, and I've said this many times on your channel, on most channel, on my channel, on Saad's channel, that what do I think about Arteta? And I said in the summer, I think he should be sacked because I don't think, obviously, we're not going to win the league, and we're obviously not progressing in the Champions League. So there's no progress overall in the season. The Cups obviously were an absolute disaster as well. I know we beat the semi-finals of the League Cup, but I don't give a shit about the League Cup. Now that I don't want to say impossible, but the improbable happened and we knocked out Madrid, I might change my stance because there actually might be progression. But not if we reach semi-finals. For me, that's also not okay. If we make it to the finals and we end the season second in the league, and that's why, by the way, I don't want us to rotate the full team. I can then look at it and say, okay, league we have regressed because last year we finished second, but we challenged till the end. This year we finished second, but we didn't really challenge. But Champions League, we made it to the quarterfinals. This year we made it to the finals and we slapped up the defending champions on the way. And if we make it to the finals, that means we also knocked out PSG, who are...
So you're no longer Arteta out even without the trophy?
Depends on how the Champions League ends. Because, Husam, think about it. How can I come now and say at the end of the season, Arteta just took us to our first Champions League final since 2006, our second ever, knocking out Madrid and PSG on the way, and yes, finishing second 3 seasons in a row, which I know is not great. It's very difficult to say, okay, you know what, he's not good enough, sack him then. Because that means he is good enough. And now with the Berta factor, I can go like, hopefully Berta now takes control of the things that he needs to take control of. Hopefully Arteta has no say anymore in the transfer window. Hopefully Berta has a bit more spine than Edu, for example, and makes some signings happen. And all Arteta has to do is coach, which nobody can deny he's not a good coach. Nobody can deny he doesn't know how to set his team up. Nobody can deny he doesn't know how to win games. Nobody can deny he doesn't know how to come up against the big teams. And now, because this is a big occasion, nobody can deny that he only folds and crumbles under pressure. Because Madrid's game is pressure. It's the only thing we have left. So to win 3-0, you have to give him credit there. So for me, I'm going to have to wait and see, because now the crazy thing happened and we actually beat Madrid 3-0. I'm not going to say we knocked them out yet. I know you said the tie is over. I still want to give them a 10% chance. But if he makes it to the final, I might say, let's go one more season.
Thing is, I understand your logic where you're coming from, but the presupposition before any of this started was getting over the line and winning a trophy. That's why, based on what Ashraf said in the past, it disagrees with your own logic. Because your logic before was the reason why I'm Arteta out is I don't think he can get us over the line. Now, factually speaking, if you get to a Champions League final and lose, that's also called not getting over the line, but for a different competition.
Nah, but it's not the same because for me, right, if you knock out Madrid and PSG on the way and you lose in the final, let's say we play against Barca, we lose 2-0, 2-1, whatever. That I don't agree with you about that means we cannot get... Yes, he didn't get over the line this season, but for me, that doesn't mean he cannot get over the line. This is why I disagreed with you when you were doing this thing in Al-Ahwa a week ago, and I wanted to address it last week and we didn't get to it, when you said you would pick Nuno Espirito Santo over Arteta because Arteta has proven he cannot get over the line. I actually disagree. I think Arteta has proven he can get it over the line if he gets some things right, whether it's a sporting director to control him and decide all the things for him and leave him with just the coaching, whether it's maybe like some fortune with injuries, whether it's this, whatever it is, right? But the point is, when you challenge for the league and get to 89 points, when you reach a Champions League final, knocking out Real Madrid and PSG on the way and finishing second 3 seasons in a row, that means you can get over the line. You just need an additional push from somewhere, right? And that's why I'm saying, if he does do it and he progresses us, I cannot say he cannot get... Then I have to change my stance. I thought we're going to get knocked out against Madrid. Wallahi, 100%. I thought we're definitely getting out of the quarterfinals. In which case, that thing backs up that we're not progressing. And if we're not progressing, that means he cannot get us over the line. He's plateaued. He's stagnated. But if he gets us to the final, we cannot definitely say he cannot get over the line because the difference between a final and winning the actual trophy is a very, very small marginal thing, especially if you lose to Barcelona. By the way, I will tell you this, yeah? If we reach the final and play against Inter Milan or Bayern Munich, I think Inter Milan will go now, but let's assume Bayern Munich beat them and they somehow make it. If we reach the final and lose to Inter Milan or Bayern Munich, my stance changes again. Because Barcelona, I understand, they're, in my opinion, they're the best team in the world, and I've said that from a few months ago, even when Liverpool were top of the league, right? So then I will at least say, okay, you know what? Barcelona, in my opinion, are the best team in the world. If we give them a proper fight in the final and lose, I can say, okay, you know what, we can go again, and hopefully next season we can do something. But if we lose to Inter Milan or Bayern Munich, that my stance changes then, because I think we're better than both those teams.
I understand where you're coming from, but like you're saying it depends the way you lose. So if you go play Inter Milan in a Champions League final and you lose on penalties, then what?
Yeah, I understand. You can always look at it that way, and maybe that might change. Maybe that might change like something. But for me, if I look at the fact that we are much, in my opinion, or not much better, but we're better than Inter Milan, in my opinion, defensively, midfield. Obviously, attack, they're better because they have two guys. And I think it gets a bit balanced out when you add Saka to it a little bit, because I think Saka is better than both those guys. I don't see any reason why we shouldn't beat them in 90 minutes. So if it goes to extra time and then penalties, that means we underperformed or Arteta did not manage the final well. But if we are playing against Barcelona, I think Arteta could have the game of his life managerially, and we could still lose. I don't know. That's what I think. I don't know if you disagree. I don't know.
I just think if your premise for the conversation is getting over the line and he doesn't get over the line, then I like it's just you're saying it's a different competition and stuff. But I do feel like that's a cop-out answer, because if you're worried that he didn't get over the line in the Premier League and he gets to the final and doesn't get over the line, getting to the final and losing, you get the silver medal, which is second place essentially in the Premier League. So it's the same concept and theory, but applied in a different competition. That's the thing for me. I understand where you're coming from completely, but yeah, I just don't agree specifically given the premise of the debate for you. So
let me ask you this then. Let me ask you this, right? If Arsenal make it to the final of the Champions League, and again, let's assume it's Barcelona. I think it will be Barcelona, and we lose to Barcelona in the finals. If Arteta gets backed in the summer, and I've never blamed the owners once, because I've always thought the owners have backed him. He misused the funds. That's on him. But if, let's say, Berta decides to make certain signings, he signs a striker, whoever this Gyökeres is, Zubimendi, gets a quality left winger, whoever the left winger is. Do you think Arsenal with Arteta next season? Actually, I'm not going to say do you think. What are Arsenal's chances of winning the Premier League next season?
I don't know. It depends on the summer. I genuinely don't know.
No, depend. If this summer happens, if this summer that I just mentioned, which is we get Gyökeres, we get a left winger that you think is good enough, whoever, a quality left winger. Let's say Partey leaves, we get Zubimendi as a replacement. Whoever leaves, we get a proper replacement. Whoever leaves, I don't know who's leaving. What
Your
are the chances
of
of Arteta
winning the Premier League next season? It would depend what Liverpool and Arsenal on City do, but I give City the biggest chance because they'll always be favourites. So I would say City 40%, Arsenal 30%, Liverpool 30%.
Then you have proved my point, because if you're saying this guy doesn't have it in him to take us over the line, even if he reaches a Champions League final, I would say then you shouldn't be giving us 30%. You should only be giving us 10%, because the manager is still there. But if we don't make it to the final, let's say we go to Madrid right now, yeah, and we lose second game 5-0.
So if you get Klopp, do you win the league next season?
I rate Klopp, so I think depending on the players we get, again, I would use your logic. I would say if City, Liverpool, and Arsenal, all of them do what they need to do in the summer, and we get Klopp, I think we have a very good chance. But I still put City as favorites because I just think.
I think if you get Klopp, you automatically increase your chances to like 40 to 45%.
I don't disagree with that, but Klopp is not available, right?
You might even become favorites.
No, not with City.
Carlo Ancelotti.
You don't know my thoughts about Carlo Ancelotti with leagues. I rate him in Champions Leagues. I think league is not good enough. He's shown it many times, in my opinion. The guy, I could be wrong. I think he has more Champions Leagues than leagues, or maybe it's very, very close.
You wouldn't complain if you repeated.
I'm not, Aaron. I'm not having excuses. I'm saying.
If you repeated.
Oh yeah. Of course. No. Read his previous comment. He says then you have to win next season. Yes, 100%. Because again, go with my logic, Aaron. I'm saying he has to progress us every single time. If we reach the final of the Champions League this season, right? What is progression from that next season? There's nothing beyond the final of the Champions League, right? So there's nothing beyond the final of the Champions League and finishing second. There's nothing. We cannot reach another Champions League final. That's not progression then. That's stagnation. It's a good season. Yes, another Champions League final. That means we're a very good team. But then, yes, I do agree that it's not progression. But if we finish second the way we finished second this season, which is regression, but we reach a final of the Champions League, you cannot tell me we haven't overall progressed from last year. Maybe a very minimal progression, depending on how you weigh the Champions League, but it's still progression. But next season, the only thing left is to win it. That's why I said I would go for another season.
Well, the problem is, it feels like I have already heard this last year.
Yeah, but then how does it go? If I said, so let's assume last year, Husam, at the start of the season, I said, Arteta needs to progress us for me to back him one more year. And he did progress us last year. I think you will admit that, right? Like we went to the quarterfinals of a European competition, whereas the previous year we got knocked out in round of 16 by Lisbon. We made it to second with 89 points, versus the previous year we bottled a 5 points lead and we finished with 83 points, I think 5 or 6 points behind City. So that logic applied, which is we progressed. So if I come to you in the summer again, which by the way is the case, and I said that on most channels when I was doing the stream with him and Ches, and they told me what for you is a good season for Arteta to keep him again. I said progression from last, and by the way, I gave an actual example. I gave an example of, imagine guys, we make it to the semi-finals of it, because they told me, what if he doesn't win a trophy? And I said, okay, I'll give you guys an example of where Arteta doesn't win a trophy, but I would still say it's progression. I would back him one more season. Yeah. Let's assume we finish with 90 points in the league and we finish second, and we make it to a Champions League semi-finals and we lose to Madrid. Is that progression? They all said, it is progression. Is it good enough or not? That's different, but it's progression. I was like, there you go. So that's an example of us not winning a trophy, but progressing and me saying, we'll go one more season. The reason I've been saying Arteta out these last few months, because wallahi, I never once thought we'll go past the quarterfinals. In which case, we would have stagnated in the Champions League and regressed in the Premier League. There's no progression anywhere. But now, at least I can say there's massive progression in the Champions League.
Look at this logically. After 18 years, we qualify for the final. Plus, Arteta's only second UCL. I'll let him stay. But AMT, even you were like done with Arteta last week. You were calling out Arteta. Guys, here's the thing. I understand that a game can change your perspective. I understand that beating Real Madrid 3-0 is a big fucking deal. And I'm not Wolfie. And I'm not any of these guys who will undermine what Arsenal did. Because you absolutely not just beat Real Madrid 3-0, you annihilated them. But surely one game can't change your mind this much to just like go from Arteta out to Arteta in directly. And can I ask you a question, Ashraf? Because I presented this on the stream with Mo.
Well. Don't you think
let me get your opinion on something. Just let me just get your opinion on something. Very important question. Don't you think the game against Madrid is the reason why you should even be more pissed off with Arteta this season, because he's shown you what this team truly is capable of when he wants to fucking attack?
Bro, I have agreed. And I've said that with you in the show when people were saying injuries, that's been the main reason. I said, I think injuries have been in the top 5 lists, but it's not been the number 1 reason. For me personally, not even number 2. I think it's third in the reasons why we didn't do anything. And the top 2 both involve Arteta. One is recruitment and one is the way he managed games this season. So I'm okay to say he's messed up. This is the thing that he's done wrong, and it does annoy me. But I have to also look at the context of he has done something that I didn't expect. He has done something incredible. By the way, when I say incredible, again, I'm talking about reaching the final, which hasn't happened yet. So this all could be a redundant point if he makes it to the semi-finals and gets knocked out by PSG. Then my stance goes back to Arteta out. Right? By the way, even if we go to Madrid at the Bernabeu and we beat them another game 3-0, so 6-0 on aggregate, but we lose to PSG in the semi-finals, I will still say the same thing. I'm like, okay, maybe, even though I don't think that's the case, because that'll be probably too disingenuous, but maybe it had more to do with Madrid being crap than us being great. Yes, you still give us credit, obviously, because it's still amazing.
No, but for me, it's regardless. It was, you have to win. Fair, even AMT saying here, you're right, it was before the game. Here's the thing, AMT, like, I understand because beating Madrid 3-0, guys, it's a big deal. Specifically as Arsenal. Specifically how, forget rival fans, forget YouTube, specifically how the footballing world viewed this fixture. The whole world viewed this fixture like Arsenal going to get knocked out. Their best hope is a set piece, blah, blah, blah. The fact you had 11 shots on target, you destroyed them. That shows me a different element of Arsenal. But I took a step back, Diallo, and I said, if Arsenal are capable of slapping the most talented team in the world, where was this all season long? Where was this against Everton at home when everyone was fit? Where was this against Fulham away when everyone was fit? Where was this against all these teams? Where was the attacking, beautiful, amazing football that we know that you're capable of playing, like you did this season against Forest at home 3-0? That was one of the most enjoyable Arsenal games ever, by the way. Like, and Forest were set up in a low block. So that I must ask the question: where was this all season long? Where was
to be fair, Forest weren't actually a low block. That's one thing we criticized Wolfie for. Their team opened up against us for whatever reason. But anyways, look, I hear you, and I'm saying this is a mistake. He should not have. He should have opened up. But now I'm saying I have to weigh the two options for some. He messed up tremendously here, but he's also done something unexpected here by reaching a final. And this is where I'm curious, AMT. Let me know in the comments if Arteta doesn't reach the finals now and gets knocked out to PSG in the semis, assuming we make it to the semis. Would you still say let's go one more season with Arteta? Because then you and I disagree, AMT. So my point, Sam, to you is he's made mistakes here, which he should be held accountable for. But if he does the unexpected and gets us to a Champions League final, which nobody, even the most ardent fans, were saying very, very difficult with Madrid and all these teams, don't you think that kind of like tips it slightly in this favor? Where you're like, hey, this is unforgivable. Let's go one last season, especially now with Berta, sporting director, who's renowned for doing good things at Atletico Madrid and all that kind of stuff. Do you not think it makes sense that there's a slight balance? The scale is slightly balanced over here, where, okay, he's outperformed in the Champions League, given expectations. So maybe he should be given one last season, because overall, there's a slight progression. Or do you think now it's actually regression from last season still?
I think if you get over the line, here's the problem with this Champions League competition. If Arteta gets over the line in the Champions League, he automatically goes into Arsenal GOAT status directly, like this. Yeah. And if he doesn't get over the line in the Champions League, the Arteta outers will tell you he didn't win anything. So the problem in the Champions League is, so I think he agrees.
Yeah, so you agree with my logic, fair, yeah.
He agrees with your logic. Big up to you, MT, as well, for supporting the channel. Big up everyone who shows us love. Appreciate you all. Here's the key ingredient for me. The Champions League is like, you've had your appetizer, you know the dessert is going to be really good, but if your main dish sucks, it just sucks. Now the issue is, you're at a 5-star restaurant right now. You're eating gourmet. You're eating the best stuff. You're at a steakhouse, Brazilian steakhouse in Dubai. Beautiful. Or some of the best I've ever had, bro.
Texas do Brazil.
I went there, bro. It was actually elite. Now, if you win this, you become one of the GOATs. If you lose this, the complete other extreme is, we still haven't won anything. The problem is, both sides are right. Because if Arsenal win the Champions League, then Arteta has achieved something that no manager in 75 years since the Champions League started has achieved. And if you do lose the Champions League, then the Arteta outers are also correct, because it is factual you haven't won anything. So
yeah, but
it's a double-edged sword right now.
No, but if let's take the scenario of we don't win the Champions League final. Let's say we make it to the final and we don't win. Yes, the Arteta outers will be right because we didn't win a trophy, but we also did something that no other manager in Arsenal history outside Arsene Wenger has done, which is reach a Champions League final, right?
True.
Again, I'm not saying, and this is where I think you guys call them standards FC or whatever, people like Lee Gunner and stuff will go like, oh, what does that mean? It means nothing. And I understand the aim of the sport is to obviously win trophy and progress and do all that stuff and build a dynasty and compete every single season and win things. But we have to also look at the journey and understand. I'm not happy with the journey taking 7, 8, 9 years, which is why I'm saying progression. The moment you stagnate once, not even regress, forget regression. The moment you stagnate once, get out. Right? Because for me, I'm saying if you keep progressing, that means even though you're going at a snail pace, I'm assuming this progression is eventually going to hit because it's an upward incline. It's not downward, right? The only exception I have to this rule, and this is where I was backing Liverpool fans who were supporting Klopp 2 years ago, was if you have credit in the bank. For me, credit in the bank means trophies. Because I had an argument with Souls on South Channel where he said, I think Arteta has credit in the bank because this. I'm like, progression is not credit in the bank. It's your job. Yes, credit in the bank is trophies. Credit in the bank. And by the way, when I say trophies, I mean Premier League or Champions League. That's credit in the bank. FA Cups and League Cups is not credit in the bank for me. So when Klopp finished 5th that season and missed out on Champions League, I said, man, the guy came in 2015, 2016. Forget the first season Europa League final. Second season progression because they qualified to the Champions League. Third season progression again because they made it to a Champions League final. Fourth season they won the Champions League. Fifth season they won the Premier League. I think he has enough credit in the bank to say he had an, and I forget 2021 because you had Van Dijk injured, no centre backs, all that stuff, and you still managed to finish third, so it was not that bad.
Yeah, but the thing is,
Including a
Klopp
COVID
did
season
get
as well.
over the line, though. And that's your point
Sorry?
to the guy that you were having the debate with.
Exactly. So then, when you came fifth after that quad season, when you were challenging for the quad, people were like, "Oh, get Klopp out." I was like, "But don't you guys think a Premier League and a Champions League is good credit?"
Yeah, of course. That's
you're
why I was
allowed
backing
one
Klopp,
shit.
'cause I knew we were gonna challenge the year after
Yeah.
had we just backed the guy. And guess what? We backed him. We challenged, and then what happened?
You challenged.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So
And if Klopp was a
this
shit
is
manager,
the
by the
same
way,
energy I hold for
Klopp wouldn't have been
United.
able to win the league with the same exact team a year after. Like, it's impossible. It's factually
Yes.
impossible. Like Conte, when he left Chelsea, the guy came after and had to change everything and all that. So, yeah, like I don't think that's the same thing. But anyway, Ashraf, I appreciate you hopping in the office and joining. Appreciate you, and you ride out the video with me as well at the end. So you get we don't need
anytime,
any of the
brother.
other two bums on here on the stream with us. So regardless, make sure you guys go subscribe to their channels. Big up to you, Ashraf. Thank you so much for joining us. Jad, shukran. I appreciate you, my brother.
Afu
Big up
Habibi,
to you.
anytime.
Big up to Wolfie as well, and big up to LB. This stream is gonna take you over to Kopish. That's where I'm headed for the Kopish collab. I'm gonna see you guys over on that side. Thank you so much to Ashraf. Ashraf Talks Football is in the description. Go give him a subscribe. He's an upcoming content creator. Absolutely incredible content over there. And I'm gonna be back to hate on Manchester United Leon, the worst Man United keeper in history versus Nemanja Matic. Let's fucking go. Love you all.
And Frankfurt. Go Eintracht Frankfurt.
Let's go. Big up to you guys, man. See you guys on the other side. Peace.